to do my question and answer now for Athletes Assemble and also my own YouTube channel. The first question I got asked was how I got into powerlifting. Where to start? Well, I never really knew what powerlifting was until I went to the gym. No one ever really, it was never really talked about because I started when I was in secondary school. So it was really the mainstream sports you kind of hear about. I started going to the gym because I got bullied. And while I was there, people said I looked really strong, so why not try the powerlifting lifts? And to be honest, I tried it and I've not really looked back since. I absolutely love it. Completely fell into it by accident, really. As I said before, I started lifting when I was in secondary school, so maybe when I was about 14 I started going to the gym, but I never really took it seriously until recently. I've got a coach now, proper programming, and I'm starting to really find that I've got a bit of talent that I could use, and I absolutely adore it. As you can probably tell from my Instagram and Twitter, I do love a bit of gym kit and partial to buy some new stuff. My favourite gym clothes, probably Adidas and Nike, just because some of it looks really nice as well. I like to vary it in the gym and change up the style. Partial to a pair of bright leggings, patterned leggings, love them. I also like Vein Train, V3 apparel. I've got some really nice stuff as well, comfortable. The She Squats clothing on Etsy.com. Some of their vests are really good, so I'm definitely going to be buying some of them in the future. Again, I think you can tell from Instagram and Twitter that my favourite lift of the three would be the squat. I absolutely adore squats now. I used to hate them when I first started, I'm not going to lie. I used to hate them. I used to hate feeling the weight on your back, but now when you unrack that weight, just feeling it all in your back, I love it, and I love the results you get from it. I used to love deadlifts, and now they're starting to become the one that's like plateauing. So I am definitely more of a fan of squats at the moment. This one can be quite tough to talk about for me. Sorry about that. How has bullying affected me? I think I'm going to do an individual blog on this to try and raise awareness of bullying. I work with a charity called Local Heroes, and we really aim to raise the awareness of bullying and hate crime. So I'd really like to do something individual on that, but briefly, it ruined me. For a very long time I've been really anxious all of the time, worried about changes. For example, going to university, this is really scary for me. It's made me unconfident, don't believe in myself. The only place I do feel comfortable is in the gym, is because I know that everyone in there doesn't really judge you. I feel like that's sort of my release. I can go there, and that's why I started the gym, release, just to have a release from school, a release from the bullies, somewhere to go that I wasn't just sitting in my room or doing my homework all the time, somewhere where I could go and get outside of the house. I didn't become a complete recluse, but I was definitely more sheltered than a lot of people my age at the time because of being afraid. It was awful. It's made me completely nervous, unconfident, as I said. I just find it really difficult to believe in myself, and a lot of people know that, especially at competitions, you can tell. But I do get very nervous at competitions now because of it. I'm always afraid of letting myself down and feeling like I've let other people down. But I will go into sort of more detail about that all on a separate occasion. Many people deal with a lack of confidence in a variety of ways. Sometimes, because I've had glandular fever, if I'm not feeling like training and I'm feeling tired, I know that's my body telling me, don't train today. But other times, if I'm just having sort of a bad day, I think of why I started. I think about the bullies who gave me an absolutely rubbish time, and I just think, do you know what, I'm going to show you what I can do. My grandfather was a very inspirational figure in my life, and I know that he wasn't one to give up, so I think of how tough he was, and I think I've just got to keep on going until I hit what I want to hit. Motivation can be hard sometimes to get back. I've had a couple of occasions where after a competition I've gone in a bit of a sort of, not a bad place, but just sort of not really believed in myself. I've had like not a great competition. I'll be like, oh, what's the point? So I'll take my rest week and I'll think about it, and I'll just think about how much I love doing what I do. That really kicks it back into my head that it's actually, this is what I love. There's no other hobby that I love, so I'd be bored. I wouldn't have anything to do with my time. That gets me back, just thinking to myself, you know, come on, get up, let's go. You know what you've got to do, and you know how much you love it. I think some people give up too easily, and I've done that a few times. I will admit that I've got somewhere, I've got stuck, and I've just been like, do you know what, whatever, I can't be dealing with this right now. But if I do hit something like that now, I will have a couple of days off, let myself think, let myself recover, and when I feel better, 9 times out of 10, when I'm recovered and I've had that time to think, then I do feel better, and I do think, right, come on, let's smash it again, let's get ready for the next competition. If I lack motivation, goal setting is a crucial thing. Setting yourself small achievable goals. It doesn't have to be in a year's time I want to be here, because the likelihood is you would have gone off track, because it's a year, it's a long time. Set yourself targets. So this week I want to achieve, in 2 weeks I want to achieve, in a month I want to achieve. Those gradual little goals will keep you on track, and they'll keep you motivated. I think that's important. What's a good starting place for a newbie to weights? I would say technique. Get your technique right first. Maybe have a personal trainer or somebody you know who's qualified enough or knows enough about it to get you started. Get your technique right first, because technique is the most important thing. If you've got your technique wrong and you're trying to lift really heavy weights, you're going to hurt yourself, and then you'll be out for longer. So it's better to get the technique right at the start. Everything else will come. So get your technique good, and then start to just practice a little bit more, and gradually you'll find as your technique gets better, the weights will naturally come up and everything will feel easier. Maybe get yourself a training program planned once you know the techniques and you're feeling comfortable, and just start from there. The thing that inspired my powerlifting journey really was being bullied. Not necessarily inspired it, but that's what got me into the gym, and then I just wanted to keep improving. I wanted to keep on lifting heavier weights and getting stronger, and I love nothing more than being able to squat more than some guys in the gym. It's quite good fun, and it's nice to have that banter with people as well. But I've never been a confident person. I wanted to try and change that. I wanted to try and believe in myself a little bit more. It's a slow, long process, but it's gradually improving. Has sport and powerlifting changed my life? I'd say it has. It's given me something to focus on. It's given me that sort of escape from everyday life, especially when I was being bullied. It has made me a bit more confident, but it's changed my life in the fact that I'm so much happier with my body shape, knowing that now it's useful for something. I've never been the skinny girl in the class. I've always been a little bit bigger, but now that I've managed to change some of that to muscle and gained that muscle mass, I know that it's useful, and I know that my body is functional as well, and that's nice for me to know. It has completely changed my life. I think if I hadn't found powerlifting and I still got carried on being bullied the way I was, I think that I would have just become such an individual person, and I wouldn't have, I don't think, socialised as much. I know I don't socialise as much as some people my age, but I do feel that it's a lot better. It could have been a lot worse. but I definitely feel a lot better with myself now, and I've achieved so much. Looking back on what I've achieved in the past 4 years, it's crazy. I see all my trophies and medals, and I just think I've achieved that. I've come from being the girl who got bullied and the girl who was always sort of left out, to someone who's succeeded and to someone who's actually achieved something. And looking at what some of the bullies haven't done and looking at what I have, it just makes me feel so much better that I've really overcome everything that I suffered, and I've come out a better person.